Las Ceann Comhairle, in his budget speech yesterday, my colleague Minister McGrath and my colleague Minister Donoghue confirmed the Government's clear commitment, as stated in the programme for Government Our Shared Future, for the State to place a much greater emphasis on directly building new and social and affordable housing. Budget 2021 has provided the resources needed by my department, local authorities and related agencies to follow through and deliver on those commitments. In total, my department's vote for 2021 will amount to over €5.118 billion, an increase of €773 million on the revised estimate for 2020 that was agreed in the Dáil earlier this month. The current side of the vote is increasing by €266 million, and the capital spending for the vote will grow by €507 million, a record level of funding that's indisputable. Just to go through some of the top-line figures, the factual top-line figures that might assist some colleagues opposite, the overall Department of Housing, Local and Heritage budget has been allocated its largest ever level of funding in the region of €5.3 billion. Of that, €3.3 billion spent in housing, a 24% increase on 2020, and the highest investment in housing by any government in any single year. Social housing needs of over 28,500 additional households will be met in 2021, and of that, and just to be very clear for people, 12,750 new homes will be added to the available supply of social housing through build, acquisition, and long-term leasing. Support for local authorities and approved housing bodies to deliver 9,500 new build homes in 2021. And let's be clear on this, where others might play with figures and not compare like with like. This is a 22% increase on the 2020 target of 7,736. A range of affordability measures, including €110 million for a new affordable purchase shared equity scheme for first-time buyers and a new cost rental model. €218 million, an increase from €166 million in budget 2020 to ensure those experiencing homelessness are supported and helped to exit homelessness. €1.4 billion, that's €1.4 billion in water services, a significant increase, €65 million will facilitate energy efficiency improvements in social homes, 2,400 social homes all across this country, and we've already started that work in the Midlands. €60 million to adapt homes of up to 10,700 older people and people with special needs and disabilities. Increased funding up to €21 million for the Residential Tenancies Board and for local authority rental inspections, and to implement reforms for short-term letting sector. Badly needed additional resources. €150 million for the Urban Regeneration and Development Fund, €192 million contribution to the Local Government Fund, Heritage €95.5 million, an increase of 51%, and also access to the COVID-19 special fund should it be required. At Las Ceann Comhairle, this budget has provided the resources needed by my department, as I have mentioned. As people do understand, or most, COVID-19 has had a major impact on the delivery of social housing due to site closures and delays across design and planning that will take time to make up, and we intend to do so. Unlike the simplistic and misleading claims of the opposition, building is not a matter of just turning a tap on or off. Sinn Féin say they're going to deliver 20,000 social homes next year. Where? How? There aren't planning permissions for 20,000 homes. Where's your funding for it? But you're happy to pluck numbers like that from the air because it makes your case sound better. Our plan is a realistic, realisable, funded plan that will actually deliver. But we have set ourselves ambitious targets. 12,750 new social homes will be delivered through build, acquisition and leasing programmes, including increase on new build activity with 9,500 additional homes. And actually, so we're comparing like with like. This is 1,764 homes more than the 2020 targets. 1,764 for clarity that those that need it. It's a clear switch from buy to build, and we have not included any voids in that figure either. The opposition may try to belittle our targets, but as I said, you're not comparing like with like. and we will get on with the serious job of delivering public homes for people who badly need them. I know we can achieve these targets. I don't set targets of 20 or 30,000 for public house building and just decide that that's achievable. I'm listening to those who we'll need to work with to deliver on this. Immediately after my appointment, I established a high-level housing delivery group. I meet regularly with representatives of the CCMA Housing and Building Committee, the Housing Delivery Coordination Office, the Housing Agency, the Housing Alliance, the Irish Council for Social Housing, to set targets that are achievable. And these are ambitious but achievable. As well, I've already taken steps to get local authorities building. I introduced a revised single-stage approval process for capital expenditure and social housing projects up to €6 million. This was a key commitment in the programme for government and means that local authorities will have greater autonomy in constructing social housing, leading to accelerated delivery. And this came into effect, in effect, from the 1st of September. We've also allocated the single largest funding for voids this year, bringing back 2,500, that's 2,500 actual social homes back into stock that will be allocated this year, many of whom will be occupied this year. And furthermore, we're going to provide funding to bring a further 1,000 back in this year. We are absolutely focused on new build, generating additional supply, and we've been very clear, and I have, with local authorities, of the need to focus on more direct build activity. As well as delivering more build homes in 2021, the additional housing budget secured will create a pathway for greater levels of activity in the preceding years 2022 and 2023. In parallel with this, we must continue to provide immediate options to support 15,800 new households to have their HAP and RAS needs met. That is not something that can be just be pulled from under 76,500 existing tenancies that are supported through HAP. So when others say nothing's being done for renters, they're dismissing the needs of 76,500 people and the provision that's been made rightly by this government for a further 15,800 tenancies to prevent people from falling into homelessness. On affordable housing, Lasceann Comhairle, this government actually believes in home ownership. We're not late converts to this game. We know it has plummeted in the past decade here and is now well below the European average, and we're going to put home ownership back into reach. For those people who are outside the social housing bracket, this government is committed to making good on its promises in 2021 and sets out affordability measures totalling €468 million. This does not include the very valuable Help to Buy scheme, which has been extended to the end of 2021 at a cost of €150 million, a scheme that's helped 19,500 people plus buy a home that others opposite have opposed on a regular basis. This will spread out across our Service Sites Fund, Local Infrastructure Housing Activation Fund, Rebuilding Ireland's Home Loan and the LDA, where there's an additional €60 million being put in to activate sites this year coming. Importantly, €110 million will be provided to deliver a new National Affordable Purchase Shared Equity Scheme for first-time buyers and a new funding model to accelerate the delivery cost of cost rental homes. Detailed work has been undertaken and continues to be so, and a bill will be brought to this House very shortly, where I look forward to debating that with members opposite and indeed on this side, both in the Dáil and the Seanad. This is also the first time that a new national funding model to accelerate delivery of cost rental homes through the approved housing body sector has been announced. The new cost rental equity loan facility will allow AHBs to borrow up to 30% of the cost of cost rental homes from the state, meaning the delivery of homes at significantly below market price. And we'll deliver at least 400 cost rental homes next year with the funding that we've provided. On homelessness, a priority for all of us, and must be and is an absolute priority for government to drive down homelessness and provide permanent homes for people. 218 million is provided in this budget, up from 166 million. And I want to thank my partners in the homeless sector who work with me every single week and every day of the week to drive forward measures to solve our homelessness crisis. We're going to expand Housing First, which is very much, as people know, and we debated this last week, about meeting the needs, both housing and health needs of individuals. Specific funding of 21 million has also been allocated to support the housing needs of members of the travelling community, and 60 million has been allocated, as I said earlier, to fund adaptation grants, which will support people and people with disability to remain at home. In conclusion, and it's in this short space of time just to outline Lasceann Comhairle, Minister Peter Burke will outline the Department's plans for local government and planning, and Minister Noonan later this evening will speak to you about significant funding that has been allocated to heritage. But Sedera is féidir am rá live inniu go méid cursaí tíhiachta chun tosaí agamsa mar ara agus ag an rialtas trí céile. Tá sé mar aim agam go gurfar béim a ríis thógáil tíhiachta ag colóirí á tiúla agus na fóras tíhiachta, na AHBs, fud fad na tíre. Is féidir linn a bheith mórtasach an tradiisiún loidir atá a gcuin in éireann, tíhiachta a chur fáil dar winter. Tigamid nach féidir bra an marga amháin chun tíhiachta poblí nó tíhiachta price resúnta a chur áil de daoine óga. Tógamis ardul chun cín atá a gcuin a déanta atá a gcuin. I busaid 2,000 is a féhéin beag umlán agad breise, chun timpeall 30,000 teach sa síalta a fáil sa bliain se cogan. An infestéirt is mó I dtíthaíocht I stór an stáit. Gur míle mágad.